We'll wait for other people to get in here. 4, 5. There we go. Grab everybody, because we're gonna have a fun time. There's a band playing in the other room, so you're gonna hear music. Yo, what's up? They're playing Cinnamon Girl right now as a warm up, I think, to do checks. So you'll be hearing it, I'm sure. Um, Good. Oh boy, long day. Long day, I guess, for some people. Yeah, Fowler. I'm about to. Either that or just make them more butt hurt. I'm probably going to leave the chat open just to respond to some things. I normally don't because I get distracted, but you guys seem to have a lot of questions. I don't really know what those questions are, uh, or why people are freaking the fuck out. Like, it don't make any sense. Like, literally the best Vulcan Seifu X news we've gotten ever, and you guys freak the fuck out of it. Like, it's just like, what the fuck are you? What's the fuck is wrong with all of you? Jesus fucking Christ. It, lovable, I guess, in that weird toxic relationship way. All right, where are we at? We're at 41. Okay, good. That's good enough. People can come back. Uh, my price calculations. No, I won't do price calculations anymore. I, I, people are so fucking one. Okay, let's clear this up. Like, well, good. Thank you, SH. I don't know who you are, but like, thanks for starting the conversation. Because, um, we'll get to that in a second. But first, Brian Legend did one of the best things he's ever done for Seifu holders, for Vulcan holders, for Seifu X, the whole gamut, right, today. Unequivocally, like, unequivocally. Like, it's just like not even, there's not even a question in my mind, right? Like, you do realize that because the rebasing is so low, there's no more J curve. Like, there's no more J curve, which means that like the price can just keep going up if it wants to. And because there's people who are like really into getting yield, they are gonna, what do you think people like do like yield farming for? They barely get 44%. Like, you just get 44% a year just holding the token, right? Like, there, you would have to stake your like assets would be illiquid, which means you couldn't use them whatsoever, and they would just be sitting there gaining, and you wouldn't be able to use them. You wouldn't be able to take them out. Like, you get penalized. Like, come on, get the fuck on. Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? It has the price floor has the price floor is like almost entirely stabilized. Like rebasing won't do much to it. I went through my models and like tried to find the minimum possible volume that you would need to get the price to go up. 200,000 in volume, 200,000 in blockchain transaction volume, $200,000 in blockchain transaction volume. We'll raise the price like, not much, but 1 cent a day, right? But it won't go down. Like it'll only go down if people sell, right? Like, but you need 200,000, whereas before, like it was gonna drop. Like it was gonna drop at least 10 cents a day. We're talking about like a 75% correction after March. Straight up. Like that's why I was like, you guys better get ready for this, because this is gonna happen again, because this is what this does. Like we were talking about it on Seifu, we've been talking about it for the past few months, like been showing you graphs, and we show you how this works. Like it was going to be a 75% drop, and it would have taken, with the total amount that was out, we would have gotten to $60 and then been down to like, I don't know, 25 cents, because we would have needed 200 million in volume with the fire pit that we were going to have before they did the recalculations. 83 point whatever percent. It's good, right? Like it's not it's not going to give you like the gains that 90% was going to give you, but also like the tokenomics kind of changed, right? Like now you need like, I don't know, $2 million in volume, moving up to like $20 million in volume in the first month or whatever to get it to 60. Like, what is wrong with you people? Like, what is wrong? You want to have your cake and eat it too, and you can't have it. And I understand that you guys feel like you're losing money, but I don't know how to tell you this, but rebases are not money. Rebases are not money. Like, rebases are imaginary things with money attached to them, and it's not interest. It's tokens. It's tokens. It's tokens. It's coins. It's tokens. It's coins. It's tokens. Right? Like you can try to demand that money from the automated market maker, and the automated market maker will give you the price that it is, kinda. Right? This also makes the automated market maker like the liquidity is thicker because of this. Like everything is better, and people are freaking the fuck out. Like I can't handle that anymore. Like you sound like a bunch of whining babies. Like you sound like you grew up privileged and you got this like amazing gift, and you're like, well, it doesn't have my bicycle doesn't have like chrome on it. I don't want to open it for Christmas. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? Like I can't deal with this bullshit. Like you guys make when you're complaining, like you can actually do something about it. Like if you're complaining about there not being like blockchain, like people recognizing things on Twitter, like go out there and chill. Like there's like plenty of things to be done. There's no if you are worried about projects, start a project. Like it's fun. Like, it's just fun. Like, go out and have fun. Like, what is, like, you now the price is stable. Like, it'll get to $100 pretty easily, I would imagine. And it'll stay there this time. Like, what is, like, I need you to grow a set, like a big old set. I need you all to grow a set. Like, I am very tired, right? Like, I'm working on a project myself with Starbuck and Number and Harlock and everybody in OXPA or Zero XPA, whatever. I like to say OXPA, but I like the zero too. So just too many syllables. But you like what it did for us, what it's doing, when it's going to do for us is be able to offer things cheaper, right? And also be able to like offer different price points for different things. Like, we can, instead of having to like just grab as many tokens as we can, like in order to like in order for us to do the project that we've been making, we would have had to grab as many tokens as we can up front, because what would have happened at the end of the J curve is like we would have to be able to pay bills for, enterprise level servers and balancers and API calls. All of these things cost a lot of money because you're paying for it, by the like thousands per second, right? Like, what the fuck? Like, like, now we can kind of chill a little bit, right? We still need to charge money. We don't need to charge as much up front, right? Because the upside is way higher, which means we can kind of scale back on the price and take a risk on the upside. Like, everything just got cheaper because the price is better, the price potential is better. Everything just got cheaper on every project because the price potential is better. Like, you guys understand this? Like, what is the problem? Is it because you got your rebases taken away, or your pogs, like you didn't you collected a lot of pogs? You thought you were going to collect a lot of pogs? Is that what this is? Like, you thought that like all of your Pokemon cards, you're going to have the largest collection of Pokemon cards, the largest collection of like the most worthless Pokemon cards. Like, now you have like the same kind of like revenue like, you're talking about something that just went from like, it was probably going to go to 60 and then come down to about 20 cents and just stay there for a while, and maybe move up to $1 over a year, and maybe move up to like, a couple bucks, right? But nobody's going to invest at that level, and you all would have dumped anyways. You were all of the people that are mad right now were planning to dump at the very beginning, like they were going to get their money and dump. That's why they're mad. Has nothing it has nothing to do with like actually their investment. They would rather their investment go to zero. And this is how this is how retarded these people are. Like, they would rather ruin their own money just to be able to ruin it, like, than sit for like less than 2 months, like a month and a half. Not even that. You've got 20 days and then 28 days. So like a month and 15 days. Like, what is wrong? What is wrong with you? What is wrong? Like, what is wrong? I like, where's the bad thing here? Right? I heard somebody, like, I don't know who it was, Yoan, or I don't even know how to pronounce his name, was like going off. He was like, well, and I think one law too was like in chat today, was like, the Dow didn't have any vote. Like, one, none of you want to do work, and you think that you're going to be able to work a Dow. Like, you're an idiot. Uh, like, the Dow didn't get votes. Well, one, the DAO doesn't exist yet. There's no governance tokens. Like, you're not on the DAO yet. Like, they're building the blockchain. Two, like, how are we supposed to grab developers when we're supposed to do what Solana did? Like, where's Solana? Like, Solana's got Bonk on it right now. Like, what are we supposed to do? Have a main net that's also a test net? Like, how are you going to get developers on with no test net? Like, I don't even understand. I don't even understand. Like, you're sitting like, well, we don't even have projects yet. Well, projects haven't been able to even try out the blockchain on testnet yet to see if they can work with what the architecture is, right? Like, the blockchains, like, they developed this. Maybe they've been working on it a little longer than most, or behind the scenes. I don't know. Like, I have no special information, but like, like, it does take time. It does take time. You have to there. It does take time, right? Like, our project is not super complicated, but it's more complicated than, hello world, and it takes time. All the projects are relying on like having to be able to like connect to things, like, and you want that connection to be secure, right? Like, you want your wallet to connect, and you just don't just like have somebody like do some sort of like reentrancy attack on you and like take all of the money out of your wallet. You don't want like to be honeypotted by the blockchain accidentally. Like, like this is lunacy. Lunacy. Honestly, like, I'm glad that I don't run the Discord, like the Vulcan Discord, because we wouldn't have people, because I would just be like, okay, goodbye, 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 goodbye. Like, it's just like, yeah, they do. They want the magic money. They want magic internet money, and look what happened to Daniel Sesta. Like, come on. You want your balls tickled, is all. A bunch of whores. You want the drug. You want the drug. Like, you're all addicted to rebases. Rebases are the like cigarettes of crypto. I have said this so many times. Like, you don't even know how to handle it, right? Like, here's the thing. You know what rebasing does to your brain? Like, it splits it in half. You have one thing that's going up a lot, and you're like, and your reward center, it's like, I'm getting more, but it's worth less and less and less over time, and you don't know how to deal with it. And then by the time you actually realize what's going on, you're broke. You're broke. You got cancer. You're dead. Like, you know why? Because you don't know how to control yourself. You don't know how to control yourself. You don't know how to look at things and be like, and step back from yourself and say, hey, why am I feeling this way? What's going on? That's self-control. And now something like, and I know that it has to do with self-control and addiction, because the moment it was taken away from you, you were like, where's my heroin? Where's my rebases? I got that itch. I got that itch. I got that itch. Like, Brian's gonna take my drug dealer's gonna take away my rebases. He's put me on a diet of rebases. Like, seriously, y'all. And this is why I'm not doing price anymore, because you're all stuck on price too, because you think that price matters. It's gonna matter more now that there's less rebasing, like less high rebasing, right? Because, but it still matters in the sense that, like, it still doesn't matter because it just doesn't matter. Like, you're getting more every day. You can't like keep track of, you can't even keep track of when you're in profit and when you're not. Most of the people that got wrecked, like, got wrecked because they were like, well, it has to go up, right? And they are sitting there looking at it. They're sitting there, well, it has to go up because this is going up. And they didn't realize, like, they knew, they know in theory, but they'll sit there and watch themselves get wrecked and then blame everybody else. You could have, look, listen to me. I want you all to listen to me very carefully. You could have bought an increasing amount every single fucking day on Seifu and been in profit every day from day one all the way to October 19th. If you would have bought every single day in increasing amounts, you would have been in profit. There are two places, one at the end of April and one in the middle of July, where if you would have bought, you got fucked. And most of the people that I've talked to that are like, it's a scam, bought the all-time high profit, not all-time high price. They bought at all-time high price, they actually would have been in profit. You could have bought at 330 and a month later been in profit at 290. Like, you don't know how this works. All the people out there are like, oh, I got scammed. Oh, like, you weren't managing your money. You watched the rebases go down and you didn't manage the money. It's all on you. It's all on you. It doesn't matter if Brian took money out. It doesn't matter. Didn't matter. I did the math. I went through every single thing that I could possibly go through to find out, is there any validity to any of these claims? And regardless of the social pattern that everybody, like, well, it couldn't be me bullshit that everybody's like, it couldn't possibly be me. I was doing the right thing. Well, obviously not, because you could have bought every single day from day one in increasing amounts and been in profit 7x on October 19th over your basis. $41,000 if you were to buy, would have bought one on day one, two on day two, three on day three, four on day four, all the way from March 1st to October 19th, you would have put in $41,000. You would have had $288,000. Get fucked. Get fucked. You bought at the wrong time. Your fault. You didn't manage your money. Your fault. Own it. Learn from it. Like, I don't know how much money I've lost. Over time, made it back because I sat down and said, what the fuck did I do wrong? It's not anybody else's fault but mine. It doesn't matter. If I get into a scam and I get scammed, it's my fault. I need to learn, right? A good scam is a good scam, right? It means you learn something. And if you don't take that kind of radical responsibility for your fucking choices, you'll never get anywhere in investing, ever. You might luck into it, you'll lose it later. I don't know how many times I've talked to people in the chat where it's like, well, I had made $1 million. I was like, yeah, well, where the fuck is it now? Well, I lost it. Okay. I made $40,000 last year. I have it and I took it all and I made a studio out of it. What'd you do with your million? Well, I put it back in a shit coin and lost it. I'm sitting on about $80,000 right now from starting with 600. I took my entire like basis out at 6,000, and I've been investing it into my project, and the rest is sitting in Volt. Right? Like, it has to do with your choices. I don't blame anybody for what I do. I don't blame anybody for what I do. If I lose money, I lose money. Even when my temper flares up and I really want to blame people, I take a step back and say, how much of this is actually my fault? Most of it, almost 100% of the time. In fact, I'll just grab it and say, it's all my fault. I just have to learn to adapt. If I can't learn to adapt, then I won't survive. I'm not going to survive if I can't learn to adapt. Brian just saved your asses. Literally. Like, I don't even. Here's the thing. Everybody that's the thing, right? These people, and I'm talking to the people that are listening to this that are like this right now too, because this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, from now on, when I see these people, I'm going to laugh at you because I'm going to take your money. You're leaving money on the table. You sell, I'm buying because I know it's going up. Like, you're going to leave money on the table, I'm taking it. And I suggest that everybody else does too, because you shouldn't be investing. You should be doing something else. Like, you don't have it. You might as well walk away now. Like, save yourself the trouble, save yourself the money. Get out. Go do something else. It's not going to work out well for you. It's just not. I don't know how else to tell you. Like, you're just not going to make it. You're not going to make it because I'm going to go out of my way to make sure you don't make it. I'm going to take your money. And I hope everybody else does too, because everybody else deserves it. Like, that's the problem. Like, you all think you deserve it. Like, the people that deserve what they get work for it, and they don't complain about it. Right? Like, I wanted to work. I've tried to work for every dollar I've made in the side of the safe food community. I'm going to work for every dollar I get from the projects I make. I work for a living. You know, like, you still have to work. Passive income is still income that you have to work for. You just have to work less. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, you really need, like, if you're sitting here, if you're complaining about what happened today, like, it's literally the most bullish thing that it could have happened. If you're complaining about what happened today, like, just give me your money. Like, just give it to me, because that's what you're going to do anyways. Might as well just send it to my wallet. Like, come on. It's absurd. It's absurd. Now, look, here's the reason. This is one of the major reasons I'm not giving price information anymore. Same people that are complaining about their rebases being gone are the same people who are worried about price in a sense, right? Like there's this weird ego thing attached to price, just like there's this weird ego thing attached to profit. You cannot let that happen to you. You will make bad mistakes with your money. You cannot attach yourself to price. You cannot attach yourself to rebases. What you have to look at is short-term profit, long-term profit, right? You need to take your time and start figuring out your strategies. If you're going to stay in Vulcan, you need to take your time and start figuring out your strategies. Sitting and fighting with these people who are just going to lose their money to you is not going to make you money. Sitting and trying to say anything to these people and try to explain to them why they're wrong, not going to make you money. You know what's going to make you money? Working out your strategy, working out your thing. Get away from this. Like, yeah, like, yes, Chad and Rob, we're not all going to make it. Like, you can't. Crypto zero sum. Like, get it out of your head. Like, the people who are like, the same people that are saying, the same people that are saying we're all going to make it are also the same people that are saying, well, more risk, more reward. That's kind of telling, isn't it? It's kind of telling. Which one is it? Are we all going to make it, or more risk, more reward? Which one? You see all of these crossed signals that are happening. You see all the like. Do you see all of the like bullshit that people feed to each other? You cannot be in Discord and have that around you and have it and not have it affect you. Ask a mod. Ask a mod. Ask a mod if being in Discord all day affects their mental health. Ask them if it affects the way that they view the things that they're in. Like, you can't, everybody in Discord is an advertisement. They're advertising something to you. You don't even know if they're real. I know that, I know that that's like whatever, but you don't. But you take it seriously and you can't. So you might as well just think about them like video game characters. Like think about them as NPCs for the most part. You're like walking down the street in, I don't know, what is it? Uh, you're walking down the street in like GTA 5, right? And some guy walks past you and he's like, hey, like lost my underwear somewhere. Like, come on, man. Like that's literally what's happening in Discord. Do you run around believing everything in GTA 5? Fuck no. Do you run around in Discord believing everything you see? Most of you do. Like, most of you do. You've got to take time. You've got to stop. Like, you got to stop. You got to sit down and you got to figure out your strategies, right? There's going to be a pump, probably. Way more likely now that there's going to be a pump. Way less likely that there's going to be a dump because all the people who have been freaking out about their rebases not rebasing until March 1st uh, are going to feel scared to dump because they don't have as many to dump, and they were all going to dump on top of you all and try to take it from you before you got to it, right? Now they don't know what to do. You know why? They don't know how to manage their money. They don't know how to handle risk. They also don't know how to handle reward. They're willing to take $100 now and skip $1,000 later. That's the kind of people they are. There's nothing wrong with that. Go scalp Forex. Like, go scalp Tesla. It moves. Go scalp options on Tesla. It moves enough. If you're into that, you know, like, uh, that's not what this is built for. It's not what this is built for. Like, that's not what this protocol is built for. And you just be killing the baby in the crib, man. Like, they were like, what's the price going to be in the first 6 months? Who gives a shit? As long as it was $1 by July, I didn't care. Like, if it was $1 by July, I could pay bills, right? Like, it was $1 by like whatever, I could do things. I was gonna sell enough to like, I was gonna sell enough of my own money at the top to pay off my student loans, and then I was just gonna wait. I'm gonna have less tokens. I have way more likely chance to sell the top and pay off my student loans with less impact on what I'll make later. I've also able to like pay off my student loans and build credit by just, paying them off like a normal human being. You need like $350 a day to make $120,000 a year. Let's say it gets to 120 bucks and just goes that way. I mean, just it'll say like in my mind, I think it'll probably stay between like 120 and 80 to 120 if you guys really want to know. But it's going to take a while to get there. And it just kind of like fluctuate up and down because people will be taking money and people losing money and taking money and putting it back in and taking it. And that's where it's going to stay. It can go sideways. It can range now versus like before where it would go up to 60 and then all the way down to 20 cents and then up to maybe at a buck. Maybe if people's like mental health hadn't been affected, right? Like people shy, like the only people that are in these coins typically are people who don't have a lot of money, people who are degens, and people who have a lot of money and like to take money from people who don't have a lot of money and degens. Right? Because these tokens are the edge of reality for crypto. They are the most risky investment. They're like the penny stocks of penny stocks. Like, you don't know what you're in if you're complaining about Discord. You don't know what you're in if you're complaining about, like, complaining in the Discord. You don't know if you're in if you're complaining about us rebranding. You don't know what you're in if you're complaining about the tokenomics becoming like actually sustainable and better for your bag. You don't know what you're in. Go lose money on Bitcoin. You know, like the easiest thing. Go lose money on blue chips. That's you, you'll have a more satisfying time. At least you'll be able to say you tried. I'm not talking strategy. You got to do that for yourself. Sit down, do it yourself. I like if you want strategy, come buy my NFT and get access to the software. I'm not talking strategy. I'm over it. I'm not talking strategy. I'm not talking price. I'm not talking anything. You can come pay me for it now. You can pay me and Star and Number and Hardlock for our work. You want to support the blockchain, support our work. You want to support other people in the blockchain, people that you know, support our work. Support what we're doing. You know how you do that? You come invest with us on what we're making. And you invest in Kiwi token. And you invest in all of the things, right? All of the people that you know that are trying, right? That's what a community does. You don't ask for it for free. You got a friend who makes something, go pay them for it. Right? Like 4 months, 4 good solid months of hard ass work, right? Like, and you guys still asking, and I keep telling you no, right? And I feel bad because I want you guys to be educated, but everything that I've ever said is in the Discord. You can go look it up. You're just lazy. Right? You don't want to go, you don't even want to go search my name and see what I said. like, like you want me to say it over and over again. You know how frustrating that is? It's like walking into Groundhog's Day. Like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with the children. I'm done with these. I'm done with the children. This self-important, entitled little children. They can adapt, Safety Warrior. Like, they can adapt. It, like, you know, these things are great until they're not, right? Like, if it's got utility, like, then they can adapt. If they're thinking about it, then they can adapt. Like, and those rebases are going to be worth more, right? Okay, so you can, like, I can send you 100 rebases for 20 cents, or I could send you like 0.1 rebases at $100. Like, come on. Everybody can adapt, and this adaptation is good thing, right? Like, yeah, you got your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. Just deal with what's in front of your face, right? That's why I don't want to talk about price. You know why I don't want to talk about price? Because you're not old enough mentally to handle it. Because if I tell you, you're gonna run around like a school child thinking that it's gonna come true. And I've never said that it's gonna be this exact thing on Vulcan or SafeUX. I can say it on Safeu because it exists. I said, well, if it's this volume, it'll take this amount of time to get to this day at this price on average. Yes, number, exactly. LSC will probably bank on the flex rate. That is absolutely the case. Flex rate is the hidden gem, guys. Like, flex rate is like, flex rate takes care of all the things that you're worried about, and it doesn't cause inflation. Only the fixed part is inflationary, not the flex part. The flex part's already in the system. Every time you get flex, like, it's already been through the system and stuff has been taken out of it. And then when you spend it, it does the same thing. You're just recycling the air. Like, you're on an airplane. You're on a spaceship and recycling the air and scrubbing it through an oxygen scrubber and being able to breathe it. right? Everything, like, here's the thing, everything that we've said already is in the Discord. Like, like we're applying the math in a clever way. If you want to, and you're like, you know, sufficient enough at 8th grade math, you can do what we're doing. Like, it's literally that. Like 8th grade math, and you should be ashamed if you don't want to do that. Like, I gotta feed my kids. I gotta feed my kid. I gotta feed my girlfriend, right? I need to feed myself. I need to feed my parents who are retiring, right? I need to take care of them. If I didn't, I wouldn't be a good son. I got stuff to do. I got plans in my life, and they're more important than your bullshit. And I hope you feel the same way about everybody else's. Sit around, have all that time to complain, all that time to complain when you could actually do something with your life. You should feel ashamed. You could do something to make your situation better. If you don't like it, there's always something to do. You should feel ashamed of yourself. I'm talking to everybody who's doing it. I feel that shame when I feel bad about it because I know I can do something about it. You don't think you're smart enough? Get smart. Go do it. There, that's what calculators are for. You think I did this all on paper? I didn't know how to use a spreadsheet when I started making this. I made this all on my phone on my spreadsheet, in a spreadsheet that I had to learn it all, right? I just saw it. I saw it in my head. I knew it could be done. And so I did it. You don't need to know anything to learn. In fact, it's better if you don't, because you find new ways. It's better that you don't know. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing. The only thing that's wrong with not knowing is not doing anything about it. Like, no, man, I'm here for the tech. Like, I want to make money off the tech for sure, Chad. But listen, like, my entire master's thesis was on the like possession of the human psyche by technology. Like, I got in crypto for the tech. I like to hack. Like, I enjoy the hack. I enjoy finding ways to turn things to my advantage. I enjoy finding like the way through something that is convoluted. I enjoy the puzzle. Like, I'm in it for the tech as much as I'm in it for the money. I'm in it for the money because I want to keep playing with the tech. Some of us may not be, but I'm definitely in it. Like, I wouldn't be doing this project with a huge research and development like part of the DAO that we're like making if I wasn't in it for the tech. Like, yeah. Anyways, I'm just letting you all know, like, I'm gonna be gone a week. I'm not gonna be in Discord for a week. I'm leaving Monday. I'm gonna go visit my girlfriend. Right? I might be in the background. I'm not gonna check, and I'm not gonna answer anything. And if you tag me, I'm gonna block you. I'm just letting you know because it's pissing me off. Like, I want to have some peace and quiet, and you guys need to stop acting like babies. It's like the best thing ever. Um, I just don't. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know if it's worth it. Like I don't even know if it's worth it to like help anymore. Like it's like one of those things. Like I don't even know if it's worth it to help anymore. Like I try to like you have it hasn't even none of this sinks in. None of this sinks in. None of this sinks in. Like is Safely Warrior. Like what the fuck are you talking about? Don't ask those stupid ass questions. Don't ask anyone those questions. Go figure it out yourself. Oh my god. Like I just spent I don't know how long is this? Almost an hour. Almost an hour. Like Jesus fucking Christ, what is wrong with you? Get out a calculator. Get out a spreadsheet. Put it in the spreadsheet. Use the math. Do it. The same kind of person. This is the same kind of person who's going to ask you for numbers and then turn around and be like, the math doesn't matter. Like, fucking, oh my God. The math doesn't matter. Will you tell me the math again? It's human behavior. What's the math again? I don't care. Brian is a salesman. Brian is a salesman, right? Like Brian's selling something. He's also like really passionate about what he does and he has utmost confidence in it. And when you have those two things, like they come together in weird ways. People take things wrong. Like look at Brian as one of the most best intentioned persons that says stuff like off the cuff, right? We all have that in us, right? As an artist, I know I do. That's my job. That's literally my job is to like sell something to somebody with like pretty things, right? Sometimes it's dark. That's a dark fucking piece of art right there. And if you don't understand it, you don't know. But you'd have to go and look at art history and you'd have to understand what I'm talking about right there to understand how dark that piece of art is. But it looks pretty. That's how it works. That's the fun of it. That's the fun of crypto. You're too attached. Project will be released on the blockchain when the blockchain comes out, like as soon as we can. Hopefully, we get onto the testnet sooner rather than later. The, so um, that's the plan. The closest that we can get to launch as possible. We want you guys to have these tools available from the beginning. You know, if I could, if I can, you know, if it's possible, we'll have it day, you know, we'll have it ready to go and tested and everything day one, and we'll mint on day one, and everything will go. Like that's just how it goes. Um, so that's what we do. Um, that's the closest that I can get. I can't give you a date because we have to get on testnet. We need the API fees, the API call fee schedule for the block explorer. Um, we need testnet up and running. Front end is pretty much finished. Back end is, we've got to plug in the values for the API calls. On testnet, we can do that. That's basically it. There's no, you know, we're basically at the place where we're pretty much done. I'm gonna have to make some more art. One of the things that we've been working on today was like, how do we get this so that the project has something that will like kind of like stimulate your wallet so that you're always getting the rebases from Flex. So we're kind of working on that problem right now. We would like to have something like that. We're really close. I think we have it, but we just have to like figure it out. It'll be funny too. I think maybe, I don't know. It'll be fun. We'll make it fun. Like, but also like you only have to interact with the blockchain once a day. You could like literally wake up, roll out of bed, be like, I'm gonna send some gas, and then go about your day. Like everybody's freaking out about that too. It's the dumbest thing ever. Like send 0 coins to the dead wallet. You know, like spend the gas and then go about your day. It's not that difficult. You guys make things so much more difficult than it needs to be. Yeah, but G-Bar, there's an issue with that. Hey, Carlos, you want to just give me your money since you're not like willing to like take care of your investment? It's not passive if you have to push a button on your phone that you probably do all day long. You're watching me on YouTube right now, typing to me, and you can't push send 0 coins. That's retarded. Oh my God, I have to go push a button on my phone that I might have pushed like to text some stupid person that I don't really like more than I want to, when I could like spend the time on myself, the 5 seconds on myself to make money. Quit life. Like you're backwards. It's all backwards. Like it's all backwards in your head. Like I can't even. Like I'm gonna play video games all day, not do shit with my life. Oh, wait a minute. I can't. You mean I have to push this button once a day to make sure that I make a few $1,000s a day? Like, oh my God. Just quit quicker. Just quit. Like, yeah, it is. It is better than like dealing with negative Nancy's. Like, spend your time pushing the button like once during the day. Like you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is you check your wallet, because when you check your wallet, you're checking your transactions, right? Like you're checking your profit. You're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna send nothing to no one and pay the gas for it, which would probably be, you know, a cent. And then you made money. Like you made money literally. You like, the only thing better would be like doing porn on OnlyFans. Like it's literally that easy. Like You know, like, come on. Like, literally, like, getting paid to have sex and getting paid to push, like, one button once, like, no difference. Like, like, yeah, it's literally an easy button. It's it's life on easy mode. Like, it's life on easy mode. Anyways, they're starting to play in the background. I think I'm done. An hour's long enough. I haven't eaten all day. I gotta go eat. Um, anyways, don't deal with these idiots. Um, ridicule them. It's not gonna be helpful. They're not gonna be helpful. Answering their questions isn't gonna be helpful because they don't want to. They don't want answers. They don't want answers at all. Like, they don't want answers. They don't want answers. They don't want. They just want to sit there and be like, and be doubtful of everything, and sit in their own fear, and sit in their own uncertainty, and sit in everything. And you know what? Like, sitting there and being and calling them a futter doesn't help. You know what helps? Blocking them. You know, if everybody blocked these people in chat, they wouldn't have anybody to talk to. Like, like, yeah, hey Carlos, you can just leave. You know, you don't have to continue talking, and you don't even have to watch my videos. In fact, I wish you wouldn't. Because that's the same shit. Um, the issue about um, the biggest issue that we're going to face from all of this is probably going to be institutional money. I don't know the pricing for the NFTs, Gregorius, at all. Um, the problem is that, like, API calls cost money, and at the, like, to do real time analysis of, like, multiple asynchronous inputs, entails a certain kind of architecture that also costs a lot of money. And I have about, like, $6,000 in my bank account that is to be used for this. And because we're not selling nodes, um, I can't get rid of my nodes so that I can keep those things. So I have to be very careful with my money, and careful with my with how I spend it. So it's going to be tight for me until at least March, um, until we can start the project up. So it's going to be a lot of work, right? This is what we're doing. It's how this works. So I don't know yet. I will let you know. It will be made very clear to people. So yeah. Um, like, the biggest problem that we could face from all of this would be institutional investors, VC. that are predatory. You see this a lot. This happened in Ohm, and this happened in, you know, Time Wonderland. Was a big. These things were problems. It was VC money that did a lot of that. Plus, they didn't quite understand tokenomics. So you have to be very careful when they're courting VC. It's fine, you know, you have to, and you want it there, but it has to be like stable. You're an idiot, G-Bar. Like, why don't you just go to the G-Bar? Like, it's fun, more fun there than me berating you, unless you're into that. And then I can do it. I can just sit here and do it all the time. Like, I'm into it. So, obviously into like berating idiots on the internet all day. I am probably going to go eat, and then I'm going to be out for a week. So please don't freak out over stupid stuff anymore. And then I'll be back. So I'll see you.